Hello and welcome to another episode of My Opinion Means Nothing. This week on the show I am joined by Becksy Becks. How you doing?
I am good, thank you.
That's
I'm
good
not
to
too
hear.
bad.
That's good.
It has been a long day.
Yeah, it has been. It's been just a long day just to even find a seat here.
Literally.
We arrived like 30 minutes ago and it was just packed with people. But now they've gone all off to see the symphony, so I mean it's all good.
Yep. I'm actually very glad that it's a podcast because I look homeless right now. Work is the only place that I can go to looking homeless. I'm not a catfish, but just don't find me on a Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It gives you the immunity with it just being a vocal podcast.
Exactly.
There's
It's
no
beautiful.
faces, you know?
It's beautiful.
Um,
FYI, I look great.
Yeah, you look great all the time. Why are you telling people you look like a trap? They can't see you. So what I usually do is talk about what's happening in the world and then I don't know, we'll go from there. So
I like it. Structured.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I have I might actually do it. I'll search it somewhere on the episode. I'll do a random interesting fact because I haven't done that
Nice.
in a while.
That's like one of the things on my Hinge profile.
Yeah.
What do you like? Random facts.
Yeah. I've got a random fact on my Hinge profile.
What is it?
Something that I've spoken about on my podcast before, but apparently koala bears, they have fingerprints that are exactly the same, or not exactly the same, but very similar to human beings' fingerprints.
Koala bears.
Koala bears. They have their fingerprints are very similar to humans. So if a koala was to leave a fingerprint at a crime scene, it could be mistaken for a human. That's how similar they are.
You have changed my crime life forever. I'm going to commit so many crimes in Australia right now. It's funny that you said that, actually. We were having a conversation. This has nothing to do with your podcast, by the way. You might want to cut this bit out.
Hey man, that's how the podcast goes.
We were having
usually.
a conversation about chat up lines on Hinge.
Oh yeah.
And there was one about, it's like, excuse me, are you Australian? Because you meet all of my qualifications.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrible.
Tumbleweed. Tumbleweed.
Oh, that's ridiculously terrible. But I mean, does it work?
Not over the internet,
Oh.
no. Drunk at a bar, maybe you can get away with it,
Yeah.
but no,
Fair.
definitely not.
How do you find dating in the 21st century? Yeah.
I mean, I have mixed opinions.
Okay.
I like people. No, I'm very sociable,
Yeah.
but talking to people gives me a headache.
Okay. I get
And
that.
dating has a lot of small talk, and
Yeah.
I can't deal with small talk.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather just okay, here's the itinerary. Let's skip all of the what do you do, what's your name, what's your age, just get past all of that and then just get into real conversation.
Yeah.
So dating is a bit of a headache because you keep answering the same questions over and over again.
I mean, I tried to go with big questions first of all. So the one big question that I want to know from anyone is what your passion in life is.
Yeah.
Because whatever you answer to me with that tells me everything I need to know about you as a person. If you tell me nothing, then there's no
Then this date is nothing.
There's no further conversation needs to happen. If you tell me something interesting, then I know that you're thinking creatively. But there's some people that I've spoken to I don't know, some people my passion in life is helping people, and I was like, well, that's interesting, you know. And then you find out what they do or what they're interested in. You see how it's kind of connected to that, so it kind of it gives you kind of more of a back leg of what you can talk about if you know what they're interested about.
Yeah,
really
that's
truly.
actually very true. That's very true. I think one of my big questions is what's your relationship like with your parents?
Huh.
As soon as you say that, it tells you they start retracting into their childhood, and they'll be like, when I was 5 years old. It just opens up a whole story, and you're
That's
like,
true.
okay, cool.
never thought about that impact on my relationship, but...
So, Kory, what's your relationship like with your mother?
My relationship with my mother is challenging, like any relationship with any mother. But I love her
Any
dearly.
mother that ever lived
You
on
know,
earth.
but I love her dearly, and you know, there's been times when I haven't come to my mum, but now, in hindsight, I've found that I should never be afraid to go to my mum with anything, because she'll never not have my back.
Those are facts.
And like most of the time, if anything, if I don't go to my mum, it's because I'm scared of how she might respond to what I might say, or in my head I've already made up my mind that she's gonna react in a certain way without even testing it out. So
Yeah.
it's all on me,
That's
mainly.
true. That's true. Because sometimes I don't tell my mom stuff because I know she's going to tell me the truth and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
that,
want
you know?
to do the opposite.
Yeah,
So I'm not
exactly.
I'm not even going to ask you.
Yeah, but it's a great relationship. It's so much
Yeah.
better now I'm an adult.
Oh my God, yes. 100%. I was like, because like my mom, she lives in South Sudan.
Okay, cool.
So she came to visit for Christmas. Just gone. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing all of these stories about her childhood, and I felt like I was meeting this woman for the very first time. I was like, who are you? Like, you've been through so much, and you never even shared like a microcosm
Oh,
of
it's
the stuff
because
that
you
you've
were a
been through.
child to her before.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the youngest, so I'm still a child
Yeah.
to her. But yeah, awesome.
But yeah, let's go into what's happening in the world. So the first article that I found was about Boris Johnson. And the article reads that Boris Johnson has warned he can't blackmail France into a bad Brexit trade deal. So basically, it's basically to do with the fact of how fast the transition period is. So like, it's because Boris has like decided like, I'm gonna make Brexit happen. He made that happen. So this trade deal is gonna be sorted by the 31st of December. That's how it's gonna be done, you know.
But, like,
and
I find it so ironic that it took us so long for us to even get here in the first place, and now
you.
all of a sudden
It's just like,
you
bang,
are rushing
bang,
me.
bang.
It's like, you know, like when you're in a relationship and the girl is taking forever to get ready,
Yeah.
and then as soon as she's ready, she's like, "Are your shoes not even on?" And you're like, "I've been waiting here this whole time, and now you want to accost me."
And then that's exactly how I feel
Basically.
Britain is being right now. It's like they want exactly the same deal they had when they were in the EU. Now they're outside the EU of trade, and you can't get that. Not people. Now you're out of the. I guess the. I feel like the EU. Yeah, I see it like the Avengers. And then like
We are 10 minutes into the podcast and you've already mentioned the Avengers.
Sorry. It's this reference I've always had in my head, like the EU are like the Avengers.
Yeah.
And like the UK are not Captain America but Captain Britain. And like Captain Britain is just like, do you know what, Avengers, yeah? I don't need you no more. I'm gonna start my own team.
That's actually real.
And then like the Avengers will be like, oh, okay, what, you think you're above the Avengers? Alright, cool, you go on and start your own team, that's fine. And then you go on and then Captain Britain's gone off to start his own team, but then he's realised, shit, I don't have resources. So then he's gone back to the Avengers and he's like, oh wow. Do you know, I understand that I've left and that, but I just was just wondering if you could like spare some, you know, ammunition and like a few weapons, just so I can get started up. And the Avengers were like, well, but you wanted to leave because you thought you were bigger than us.
Exactly.
So go on, do your thing, like. We'll see how far you get without us. And it's interesting.
Yeah. It speaks a lot about their preparation going into the whole thing in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's like, were we even ready to leave the EU if you don't have any of these systems in place?
That's what I mean. Why wasn't these things the things that you guys were thinking about while we were in this like period of 5, 6 or 4 or 5 years where no one knew if it was happening or not? Why were you not just having these hard questions? Have you seen Fury WD? He has just released a new I guess short film TV
really?
series, and it's called the Hood House of Parliament?
No.
Yeah. So I think I was watching the first episode today. That's why it's popped into my mind. And it's kind of what they've done is kind of, the tagline reads, imagine the government wasn't run by the wealthy upper class and the inner cities were making the rules. So like the way,
that's interesting.
And the way how they've got it is it's like, so they've got like different parties, but these parties are popping because they throw the best parties.
Okay.
But then they've
that sounds like my kind of party.
But then they've also got like, so they obviously, so like the the lesser parties have got shit parties, and like they've got like a few people just sat there, music, the speaker breaks and stuff like that, and they're just like, oh, sorry, we need to change the batteries. But then you go flash over to the popping party, and then they do. So they got this on the first episode. They do like the Brexit vote basically, but on kind of like on the kind of, I guess, to do with like the ends and stuff like that. So like,
I am here for this. I'm here for all of this. I'm gonna
so the
watch
way
it.
how it's set up in not to spoil it too much for anyone that's gonna watch it, but like they do this vote, and it's like so the popping party, they decide that they're gonna drop this vote about whether they should leave. Like they've got some sort of connection with someone in the ends, and like basically the reason they want to leave is because like they have to ask permission to shot and stuff. And like, what is this like? Like these men have moved in and they can't even build their own trap houses anymore.
Wow.
Like these men have just come into the thing and they're building trap houses left, right. And so it's like, man like me can't even build trap houses. It's just got that kind of banner going on.
That is dope.
So like they have this vote, and like the vote is like, it's one of them ones where like they think that because of what time it is, like not many people are going to be on the Twitter poll to clock it. So like they post it up, and they're thinking, I'm going to put it up only for 3 hours. So like not many people are going to see it anyway. And really and truly, it's just for our party. So like we'll make it seem like no one else is going to see it. So like
tactical.
So they post it, and they think like they'll get everyone on their party to vote, and they'll see it remain. But somehow word got out that other people were on it on Twitter at the same time. They see the poll, and they're calling around everyone else and like, you man need to vote, vote, leave. So from the first episode, it's looking interesting.
Do you know what? You just gave me a whole motive for tomorrow evening. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm going to send you the link because,
do.
Fury WD, I remember when he told me he was working on this, and I was just like, I had an idea similar to this, but I wanted to see how his one works out before I start writing on my one, because I wasn't sure on how exactly I wanted to do it anyway. So seeing how he'd done it has actually given me an idea of exactly how I want to do it and stuff like that, or a different idea that I wanted to spin off that, which would be cool.
No, that's hard. That's actually hard.
Yeah. Hood House of
Hood
Parliament.
House. Whose house? Hood House.
And I think they've got like, everyone's like MD, which I assume stands for Mandem. So like,
not medical doctor.
No. And then like they've got like, so the leader of the party, the top party is called like Baby Father.
You know what? Yeah, this is. You know, I support it, but.
And like
triggering.
Oh, it's so funny. And then like the baby mother is just now taking over, and she's like the first female leader of the party since.
So wait,
like,
which one is conservative and which one is liberal?
That's
what I need to know.
I can't remember what
Am
they
I
call
Team
it.
BF or Team BM? Tell me.
They call it conserve party or something like that.
You know what? Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. How dare you?
And then I can't remember it. I can't remember all it, but yeah, it's dope. I'm just thinking back, cause like when I watched it first time, there were certain parts I was just watching it. I need to watch it again so I can like actually kind of watch it for like to see the humor and stuff like that. Because I was watching it, I was like, that's funny, but I was watching it at work, so.
Yeah, sometimes you have to deep things like 10 times.
But it's now like thinking about it now on the spin of Brexit, and it's just like what they're actually talking about with the politics. Yeah, that's dope. So yeah, on to the next one, which will be to do with, like I was talking about Batman. Yeah.
Wait, is that the theme tune?
feel like Batman.
There we go.
So, the new Batman is going to be Robert Pattinson.
It's going to be who?
Robert Pattinson, you know, from Twilight. So I waited to the show to tell you now.
I'm sorry.
That's why I said I waited to the
whole
show.
Batman.
Yeah.
A whole Batman is going to be Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, so...
From Twilight.
Yeah. So 2021, the new Batman comes out, and Robert Pattinson is playing Batman.
I mean, I feel like I might need some tequila. Is there a bar around here? Waiter, I need to drown my sorrows. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge Batman fan.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, that was okay for me. Like, I don't watch all of the movies.
Yeah, I hear that.
But knowing what Twilight, like, and I'm sure he's a talented actor, and he can pull off Batman. But I'm just basing it on Twilight. I'm not happy. Not happy at all.
Although, who's playing Catwoman? What's her name? Zoe Kravitz is playing.
If it's not Halle Berry, I don't want to hear it.
Zoe Kravitz. Oh man, it's not Halle Berry.
Who is Zoe Kravitz?
Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
You know what? The last name might have gave it away. I should have known. The last name might have gave it away.
Zoe Kravitz, where's this picture? Images.
Was she in a reality show? Oh, she's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, Catwoman.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. She's hot.
Catwoman,
Yeah.
But Robert Pattinson.
I'm not convinced. Have you seen like any spoilers, any giveaways, any trailers? Have they got that far yet?
We can find out. What's it got here on Google, on YouTube? Is a trailer for this new 2021 Batman film. Batman 2021 2020 trailer. Huh. First look. Oh no, that's advert.
This might have to turn into a reaction podcast. Okay, it's 1 minute long. Short and concise. Why does he look like Daredevil in the opening scene?
Oh. Are we just having a look at him in the suit?
We are literally just staring at him in a suit, in red light. He looks like a prostitute. I'm just saying.
Are you gonna zoom out? Are you gonna see the full thing?
Wait, hold on. I can see his hair. Is he just wearing an eye mask?
Was that it? Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Oh, okay. Okay, man. All right, guys.
That
was the first look, innit?
That was...
It's the first look. First look.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It just gave you a
I
nice...
felt like I was watching the opening scene to a Pornhub video.
First look, the teaser of Robert Pattinson in the bat suit. I mean, I guess we can only look forward to it, right?
Yeah. He got rid of the hood. He's just wearing like... Oh no, am I giving away spoilers? Sorry.
I mean... I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch this video later. This is why Robert Pattinson might be the greatest Batman yet.
So wait, do you think he's gonna pull it off?
I don't know. Cause like, who was... What was that guy's name who done Batman before when it was just Batman versus Superman? Ben Affleck, wasn't it? Or
He popped off.
yeah, that's what I mean. So like, I didn't expect him to be as good as he was, and I mean that was all right. So I don't see why Robert Pattinson. I mean, because everyone already has this. Oh, it's Robert Pattinson from Twilight. He might just smash it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he might just be like, everyone already has this. They think I'm gonna be shit anyway, and then he just does the next thing, and like everyone's now like, he is Batman now. Like, could be. Like, they're gonna have to do a new Blade soon. You know?
Blade.
Yeah, man. They're gonna have to do a new Blade.
Who is going to play Blade?
Exactly.
Other than Wesley Snipes.
Who could play Blade other than Wesley Snipes?
Wesley Snipes Jr. Maybe. No, not even that. No.
I don't know. I don't know who could. I don't know who could potentially play Blade. Maybe. What about the guy who plays Ghost in Power?
St. James Patrick.
Yeah, man. Could he be Blade?
Only if he's not as soft as he was in the last few seasons of.
Yeah, I mean, like
if he was like season 1 St. James Patrick,
that's what
then
I mean.
I'm there. I'm down for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I am here for it. That could work.
So,
But no, that was iconic.
Blade is iconic.
Blade
What
is
other
iconic.
superheroes are iconic to your childhood?
Okay, this is not really a superhero, and I think it says more about my childhood than it does. But, and this is like going on the same trajectory as Wesley Snipes, but Demolition Man.
You're gonna have to.
Are you serious?
What is?
Don't make me feel old right now.
What is?
Do not make me feel old
what
right
is
now.
Demolition Man?
Okay, so Demolition Man, I think it was Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
Huh.
There you go. Already hooked.
Yeah.
Already in the movement. So Wesley Snipes is a criminal.
Yeah.
Obviously, black man, America. What else can you expect in the 80s? So Wesley Snipes is a criminal and Sylvester Stallone is the cop. And they've been chasing each other back and forth for like years.
Yeah.
And then it comes to a certain point where they get frozen. And they like literally get frozen in time.
Oh, frozen in time.
Yeah,
Okay.
like actually cryogenics,
Yeah,
frozen. And then Wesley Snipes somehow breaks out of that
Of course. Yeah.
and starts running rampage. Obviously.
Yeah.
And then so they unfreeze Sylvester Stallone to track him down and kill him again.
Oh,
But like they were doing it from like
in the past.
in the past,
And now
they're like way in the future. So like toilet paper, they use shells, and they're trying to get used to it, and then they chase each other. Demolition Man is a big boy movie, man.
Sounds interesting.
Big boy movie.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
What shows are because we're actually going on to this topic of Netflix next. So like, what shows are you watching on Netflix at the moment?
What shows am I watching on Netflix?
Or what have you seen recently?
I just watch like my favorite show on Netflix is The Good Place.
Good Place is dope, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so in love with that show. It might well be the best show of all time.
It's such a genius concept.
Literally.
That's exactly
and I feel
what
like
it
I could relate.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hell is not what people are portraying it to
Yeah.
be. And when I saw that, I was like, yep, you right.
Why can't it be a point system?
It is a point system. And the point system's fucked up.
Yeah,
'cause we're
exactly.
fucked up. Can I swear?
You can indeed swear.
Fucked up. All the way up. Yeah. So I love The Good Place.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm the only person that pays for Netflix
Yeah,
in the whole entire world.
properly.
I've got like 5 people on my account.
If you can have up to 5, then why not use the space, man? Why does everyone need to pay?
I'm a humanitarian.
I mean, why would they have Netflix accounts where you can have more than one account if it wasn't made for sharing? I mean, all I can say is like with my Amazon Prime account, I have one account. There's no room for other people to be on my Amazon Prime account.
Other people?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
I don't share my password because then you can get into my Amazon Prime and you can order things for free.
That is facts.
You know?
That is a breach of privacy.
Well, like Netflix.
I don't know what you order, but like that's a breach of privacy.
For Netflix,
Yeah.
You make an account and then you've got an account and suddenly someone else in your family's like, "What? Oh, you got Netflix? Oh, see, I was about to download the app, but now
that you have it, but it's dope though, because like I go into the other accounts that are mine, and I'm like, my shit looks nothing like this. Like your shit is lit. Why are you getting all these recommendations? Like Netflix does not rate me. Why?
I get dirt
Like they keep recommending Kevin Hart movies.
Oh,
why? Stop it. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Oh, shame.
Go away.
Depends what you watch, man. Last thing I watched on Netflix was, so I think I'm watching this show called Always a Witch.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
Which is like dope.
Fucking amazing.
And before that I watched Lock and Key.
I've not. What is Lock and Key about?
This new series that started this year on Netflix, and basically it's about this family where like they've got two boys and a girl, younger brother and older brother, and then middle child is the girl. Their father's just been killed, and it was like it's proper peak. Like they literally just moved into this new house, or they're decorating this new house or something, and then the father gets like shot, and then like they ended up having to move from that house, and they end up moving back to the father's old family home because he lived in this grew up in this big house which is called the Key House. Now in the Key House they have these special keys which kind of speak to special people within the Locke family.
Okay.
And when they're speaking to them, they're kind of just whispering, and it's just so they can whisper when they're ready to be located, and someone in the Locke family can go and like find the key. The specialty with the keys is that each key does something different. So like there's one key where like you can just think of the place and you put the key in the door, open the door, and you're at that place.
That's insane. I need that in my life.
You know?
I need that in my life.
Like if you've
That is
seen like
insane.
any door that you've seen, you can look at that door and then think of that door, and you're in that place.
What?
So, yeah.
What?
There's a key that they had that basically allows you to put it into the back of your head, so you unlock your own head, and you can go into your own head. And you can like kind of walk around your own mind and like go back and see memories, or just explore things, take things out, stuff like that. There's one key where it kind of just starts a fire. Like you just put it into it and it starts a fire. You know, you start a fire with it. There's a key that I think that you open it, and because it's only in this locked house, you open it and they walk into it, and it makes your body dead, but it turns you into a ghost.
What?
You know, and you can fly around.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I feel like genuine right now.
So like it's cool like that, but then it's obviously with these cool keys, you obviously think that there's obviously something on the flip end to harm the whole situation, which there is, which I won't spoil it for you guys, but I recommend watching it. It's interesting. I feel like the ending was a bit of a cop-out, but for the story to continue, it needed to kind of happen. But then at the same time, it was a cop-out, but then I didn't see one of the things coming. I didn't. But then I did think that it was just a bit foggy from the beginning with this character, but you know, it's interesting. It's really, really interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, you've piqued my interest.
Yeah,
like I'm ready for it. Like I have nothing to do for the next 2 days.
What else have I watched?
I'm about to binge some shit.
Green Eggs and Ham.
No.
It's kind of like the Dr. Seuss books.
Yeah.
But it's got like this all-star cast. It's got like what's it, Key and Peele, one of them, not one of the Key and Peele guys, like he's doing the narration. It's got Eddie Izzard in it, and like I think Ellen DeGeneres.
I think he agrees with you.
I think Ellen DeGeneres was one of the producers on the show, and it's just got like
really?
loads of like recognizable voices that you hear in the show.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those shows that are like
I mean,
It's one of those shows that are like, it says it's a U, but it's not for kids. And
when they say universal, they mean like a third dimension.
Yeah.
Like the universe.
It's like, it's one of those shows you'll put in front of your kids and they'll watch it and be like, oh, this is great. But then you're sat there in the back and you're watching it, and it gets to what this, it's just...
Kind of like Pepe Le Pew on Looney Tunes.
Yeah, like I found another one of those shows. I found it on Amazon Prime. I think it was while I was in New York and I was just looking for something. I came back in, I was lit. I just wanted to watch something while I was munching something, and I was like, let's find a kids show, right? And what was this show called? Danger and Eggs. Right?
Danger and Eggs.
Yeah.
Repeat that.
Danger and Eggs.
Danger and Eggs.
Yeah, that's the name
As
of the
if
show.
eggs were not dangerous enough.
Yeah, so basically the concept of the show is there's a girl called Danger, something, her last name's Danger.
Okay,
right?
got you.
But she's like the, I guess the kid who's like running around doing dangerous shit. And her best friend is an egg called Philip.
Do you know what? Automatically, I was like, Philip, royal family. He kind of looks like an egg. Makes sense.
So there's an egg called Philip, and Philip is like real safe. So Philip's whole thing is to go around like making sure Dee Dee Danger, that's it, Dee Dee Danger. She's like, make sure she's like safe in everything that she goes and does. Like it's weird though, and you know, do you know those shows where like the creators don't even know what it's about? Because like
they're making it up on the spot.
Not that. It's just the intro music. Yeah, the intro goes something about how like they don't know what it's about. Like we don't know. Like just watch the show pretty much. And like if all I can say is like it feels like the creators of the show went to a musicians and said, watch the first episode and then create a song for what you think this song is, what the intro music to the show should be. And they did exactly that because it seemed like they don't know, we don't know, and it's things, random stuff happen, and there's moments where it goes like where Dee Dee has like these fantasy moments, and it's just so random, and it'll just like she'll just be like fancy. Literally goes like exactly like that, and then like some fancy moment happens. It's just such a weird show. But then I think I started watching it, and then I told Split My and Poet about it, and then we started watching it together, and she was like, it's kind of weird. And then we started reading the kind of the comments about it. So then there's all these parents on it. It's just like, I put this on for my kid, and I thought it was just a kid's show, but then there was just so many moments it hit me.
No.
And I was like, I just found myself laughing. And then there was like people who was like, I watched this before my kids, and just to see what it was about, and I don't know what I was watching. Just so many people that are confused.
Sounds amazing.
I know.
It actually sounds amazing. I really feel like you have to do the theme tune for us. Because
I'm gonna have to find it.
I can't picture it.
Let's find this. Danger and Eggs theme song. Yeah.
And this is on Netflix, right?
It's on. No. This is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because you fancy, huh?
Yeah. But maybe you'll do the video as well.
Oh, come on. Hey. No, you know what? That's hard. That is actually hard. I'm here for it. No, I'm here for that.
To explain,
I'm here
man.
for
That's
that.
what it says, man.
I'm here for that.
It's kind of hard to explain. They do stuff, but it's kind of hard to explain exactly what they do. It's called Danger and Eggs. Just watch it. No,
that was heavy. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just binge watch a lot of TV shows. So I'm the type of person, if you're looking for TV shows to watch, I can tell you whatever genre you're looking for.
What is your favorite? I can't say TV show because that's very... What's your favorite animation?
Animation?
Animation TV show, animation film right now.
Right
like
now?
Series.
I want to say
Or in
South
general.
Park.
South Park.
South Park.
South Park.
Yeah. it's
Are
my
you
favorite,
serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's my
Like right now?
absolute
Like
favorite
right now?
yeah. Or
Okay.
Rick and Morty. You know? But like, because they're both on like this same kind of level, whereas like Rick and Morty's talking about like stuff that's happening now, but they're doing it on this, because they do it in a cartoon world, it makes you feel like you're desensitized from what you're actually watching. This is not me, because they're cartoons, but they're talking about real life.
100%.
And then it's the same
100%.
with South Park. They'll joke about, to the furthest extent, about things that kind of are happening, and you'll laugh along, and then at some point you'll be like, oh shit, it's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I don't think I've ever got that same experience with South Park.
Oh, fair.
Rick and Morty, 100%. There was that, do you remember the episode where they broke time?
Yeah.
And then they're like, you need to be certain about your choices.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a word. That is a whole word. So, but I've never got that experience with South Park.
I only think about it because there was one season that they did, not this season that just came out, but they do a lot of spoofing on kind of things that have happened in news or politics. So like there was, I think 2 seasons ago when they were doing the run up to what's his name, Trump becoming president, literally every week that they came out with an episode, it was kind of on the nail, because on politics of what they had talked about in America that month or that day or that week, sorry. So it's kind of so on point. So like to do with like kind of, they were kind of predicting or how it was going to go, and then they had it on a joke spin of like Mr. Garrison, he was becoming Trump, you know.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And then like, and then there's stuff how they've connected it back in these later seasons where they've done an episode. Basically, they done this whole season. They done like up to the episode 5 or 6. They done a whole spoof of. Do you know? There's a series on Netflix called Weeds. It's not Weeds. Weeds is a dope series though.
Very dope series. Very dope series.
Not Weeds. What is the smoking series called?
Can I just say
Disjointed.
Disjointed.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
So they basically did a whole spoof of Disjointed, because like Disjointed, when they did their whole season, they had a break halfway through the series.
Yeah.
And then they came back. That's exactly what South Park did. They came to the end of episode 6, and they were like, "Oh, this is the end of the season." And I'm sat there.
They tried it.
I'm sat there, and because basically they did this whole thing where Randy, I think, is like Stan's dad. He moves, he buys his own weed farm. And then do you know what I mean? So then he's moved off to this side plot away from South Park, and he's got his own farm called Tegrity Farms, and he's got his Tegrity weed, you know. And then like,
you know what? He's goals. He's actual goals.
And then like obviously he's walking around making all this money, and then like he's like selling stuff back to South Park. And I think there was this episode where they did a spin on, like, do you know how they've got all these... Are you a vegan by any chance?
No.
Okay, cool. So, like, they've got all these vegan or... meat. Have you seen the advert for, like, the meatless sub?
I have, yes.
But it looks exactly the same as a normal... So it's
I'm very confused.
It's made out of this substance called... I think it's called from I can't remember the name of the company, but there's this company that kind of are sourcing all the fast food restaurants with like this substance that is kind of plant-based.
Okay, I'm glad you said plant-based, because I was getting a little bit scared.
But
I was a little bit worried.
But how it's made, it's kind of made and still in a factory and everything, but it's like mass-produced, but it's kind of plant-based. And,
right.
But it's not meat, but it tastes exactly like meat. So like
it tastes exactly like meat.
It tastes exactly like the original thing.
Okay, right.
So like South Park done an episode where they were talking about, they had this another thing they called it Incredimeat.
Amazing.
And then like basically Incredimeat came out with this burger that they were doing at Burger King. So like I think Randy had this where it was through mid-season, and like he was having a problem selling like his leftover what was left over from the bud, so like he needed something to do with it. So like him and Towley went down to Burger King to get a burger, and then Randy goes into Burger King and then he sees like this burger and he's like, oh, incredible, what's this Incrediburger? And then Burger King's like, oh yeah, it's this new plant-based burger that we're making. He was like, but it looks exactly the same as a normal burger. He was like, yeah. So he's like, oh, let me buy this. And he started biting into it and he's like, oh, this tastes like shit.
Wow, plot twist.
And he's like, he continues eating it, and he was like, what, how many of these do you sell? And he was just like, oh, these are going off the shelves. Just like, people are coming in here and buying this.
I did not see that coming.
He was like, God.
The whole build-up of that story.
That's what I mean. It's like, He's like, how many people are coming in here and selling this? Oh, okay. And it's 100% plant-based. Ding! And he was like, I know what we can do with our leftovers. So he makes his plant-based with like all the stalk and everything.
Man.
He makes these plant-based burgers, just all bud, and like obviously then he starts selling it outside Burger King. So like all the clients that would come in for the vegan only burger, he'd steal them all, and like they're just getting baked off these burgers.
Mad.
So like obviously
he's a smart man. He's a very smart man.
But that's what I mean. That's why I find South Park funny, but then it's just on the nail or just spoofing things. They had another episode about Mexican Joker or something like that.
Oh, wait. What?
So like,
educate me, please.
So basically, did you know like how Americans, or like they have this fear of like the Mexicans or build the wall and stuff like that? So like,
so irrational.
South Park had this episode where they had like all Mexican people in like some sort of internment camps, and like they separated. Obviously, do you know how they have it in America where they have the children separated from the adults and stuff like that?
Course,
so they had it in the episode because they were doing a spoof. They had it kind of set up in a way where American families could go into internment camps and kind of go around selecting whatever kind of different Panamanian or Hispanic child they want.
Excuse me?
They had them in different cells, and like
this is on South Park.
Yeah, and the guy comes around and is like, oh, would you like this little Panamanian child? Da da da. He's da da. And then, like, do you know what I mean? So like, obviously, while I think in the midst of this, like, I think Cartman gets the Jewish one. I can't remember his name. He gets him sent there because like he's Jewish, and they have this whole joke thing there just because
sounds like, very Cartman.
But then when Cartman goes there himself, he obviously flips it. He's just like, oh shit, I didn't think about the whole fact of I'm sending you to a camp and then you're Jewish, and you know how insensitive that might be and stuff like that. And then like,
wait, hold on.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah.
Cartman gets a conscience.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Insane.
That's what I mean. So like, in this episode, like I think Stan or one of the other, Kyle, that's his name. Kyle was talking.
He's my favorite.
Yeah. So Kyle's like talking about how like, do you know how bad this could be? Like you could be like causing have you ever, because he's like being like the voice of reason, and he's like have you ever not thought about what you could be doing like in the big picture? Like you could be kind of somehow like one of these children that you're having in these internment camps could one day, once they become free, feel like you've done all this to me while I was a kid, and they want to fight back. So he uses like kind of like the reference because the film The Joker's just come out, and he's just like, well, they could be like the Mexican Joker, and he was like, then everyone in the camp's like, what? Mexican Joker? Is this a real thing? And they're like, oh, no, I'm just speaking hypothetically. It was like, what? Which one of these kids do you think could be Mexican Joker? And they were like, we don't know. We're just like hypothetically. And then they start freaking out about Mexican Joker. It's like, oh no, Mexican Joker. We could create Mexican Joker. So then all of them are just like, oh no, I don't want to be the guy that's creating Mexican Joker. And then like I think there's a part near the end where like they're all like they've got them all trapped up, and then like one of them's just like, but you could be creating Mexican Joker, and then like one of the guards shoots another guard in the head, and like opens a cage for all of them, and he's just like, okay, whichever one of you is gonna be Mexican Joker, I just want you guys to know that I was the guy.
Are you serious?
That I was the guy to let you guys see.
South Park is too much. South Park is actually too much.
So, it's so jokes.
South Park is actually too much. It actually goes deeper than Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
to be honest.
But it's just because they're on so much on the more on the humor side that people kind of knock it or kind of don't see it as much, but they are hitting so much. They're so on the nail of where everyone is in the world. Even the fact of they have a character in their show, the only black family, and his name is Token.
You know what? I have mixed feelings about that.
I have mixed feelings about it as well, but to do with kind of the world in America where
it's valid.
It's valid, and it's just, it's crazy that you kind of, it's just these little things.
So it sounds like you like South Park better than Rick and Morty.
Oh, it's because I grew up on South Park. It's just like, I remember when I watched the first episode when I shouldn't have been watching the first episode, you know? One of my friends introduced me to it. He said, where was it? We were watching... I used to go around to his house for my mom dropped me over to his, and his mom used to drop me to school. And then he introduced me to say, he was like, have you seen South Park? I was like, no, I haven't seen South Park. He was like, well,
you're gonna learn today.
And then every morning I went there, we watched an episode of South Park, and it just got me hooked. Okay, let's just making sure I did hear this.
Sorry. But did he not sound like one of the characters? He really did. He sounded like the turkey.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like Phineas and Ferb or something.
Oh, you used to watch Phineas and Ferb as well. That was my
Disney
shit.
Channel
That was my thing.
So, the thing I was going to mention about Netflix is that they're trying to get more potential subscribers. I have no idea.
You might need to start that again, because how is he doing that? Is that like his actual?
Maybe he's
actual
like part
thing?
from the symphony, and he's just like talking.
He's still in the zone.
Yeah. So Netflix are testing out a very cheap new temporary subscription design to attract new customers. And I'm telling you, it would attract me if all of these things happen like I read it. So potential subscribers in India are being able to sign up for a month for the cost of 5 rupees, which works out to about 50p. But once the trial period is over, it goes straight back to the full fee. They're also trying to design a mobile-only tariff, which could cost about £2.28 a month, which is less than half the current price. But anyone who buys this subscription will only be able to view their content on their phone. But then at the same time, if you have a USB or I'm sure you can just cast it, right?
Oh, you fancy.
That's what I would do. Lot of subscriptions, maybe. But they're really trying to bring in more people. Do you think that more people would leave Netflix because of the other subscription packages like Amazon Prime, or they've got what's it called? Disney Vision or whatever it's called. Apple's got their own one now.
It's just, I mean, do you know what? I feel like Netflix is dope.
Yeah.
Only because you can go there and you feel like they create this persona of I've got all the new shit, I've got everything that you need to see, this is where you need to be. So that's why Netflix is dope.
Yeah.
But I'm this advocate for, have you heard of Popcorn Movie?
Yes, I have.
Literally exactly the same things. The only difference is you have to work harder to find what you want to see. So like Netflix makes it easy. It's like, oh, you like this? They'll pop it up. You like this? You pop it up. So Netflix is easy, and the interface is amazing. But if they had cheaper plans, because I only use Netflix on my phone, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I'm on the train, underground, download.
That's true.
I've been watching Prison Break for the last 2 weeks. Literally. So if they had a cheaper plan, I think people will go for it.
It's true.
But like the conspiracist in me, it's like, why do they want people to watch it on their phones? Because you can gain more information from the phone than you can from your laptop.
Yeah, I hear that.
Or that roaming and that location.
Yeah,
they can gather
true.
more information from that. Those privacy cookies. Read your terms and contracts.
That's true.
Your terms and conditions, read them. When they say cookies, do not just tick. Please read. Because there is so much information in that.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I also read a report about TV license. They are thinking of turning the TV license into more of a subscription-based thing.
Go away. Go away. No. The only good stuff on BBC is on BBC Three. I can get that on the internet. Yeah. Go away.
And the reason is because they're seeing a decline in people who are paying their TV.
Of course. Oh, well.
Yeah, so...
Do you know what, yeah? I'm sure EastEnders still bangs.
Yeah,
but I'm just not there yet. I'm just not there now.
All I'm saying is...
When I was younger, yeah.
Yeah, BBC had better shows for me. I would watch it.
Thank you.
Like, come on, like, if BBC bought Power, do you know how many people would watch BBC?
Can you imagine?
Do you know what?
Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, like, they need to make some big power moves if they want people to be watching the TV channel.
Like, the only thing that I've watched on BBC is Man Like Mobeen. That is it. And now he's on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what am I going to BBC for?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Although, what I will say is that the difference between Man Like Mo being on Netflix and Man Like Mo being on BBC is that BBC is on season 3 right now, whereas Netflix is only on season 2. Season 3 hasn't come out on Netflix yet.
Valid.
I only realised that when I went on to the website I watch TV shows on, and Man Like Mo Bean was on there. I was like, oh, Man Like Mo Bean, jeez. But then it was saying season 3, but then I went to my mate's house and he was watching season 2, and I was like, hang on.
How are you this far behind?
How is Netflix behind? But now it makes sense.
Okay, alright.
But that's the only difference. But I mean, it was different with Rick and Morty for a bit, and then
Rick and Morty upsets me. Why have they gone a break on season 5? Can someone explain to me? Even season 5, they took like 2 weeks breaks in between each episode. Very upset. I waited until October. And then you're gonna disappoint me like this.
It's savage, I know. I don't know. When did it come back? Is it back yet?
I have no idea.
I just when I found out it took a break, I just took the break too. I was like, you're not there.
You don't want me, I don't want you either.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I love Rick and Morty. That is my thing.
What else is there? So the next was, I find an interesting article that I found from the Metro. Is they're starting this new 8-week series on the state of racism within the UK. So they're going to be exploring racism in the UK, and so they said that basically it started from the whole idea of, or not even idea of, it's just the whole fact of, I've heard this actually a lot, and it's kind of funny because I was speaking about generational trauma with trees with roots last week. It's interesting that people from America, they will come here and they will think that, or black Americans will come here and they'll feel like racism, or they won't, because it's not in their face as much, they'll think that it's less here than it actually is. And all it is just that it's just more swept under the carpet than
Yeah.
is. People won't be like that to your face, but they're behind closed doors. They're just, they're banging on, but it's kind of harder to kind of depict in Britain, because I've looked back through it. It's like they had like a civil rights movement in America, but they never had anything like that over here in the UK. And like I've heard the story of, because like I don't know, because British slaves were freed, but something doesn't.
It doesn't match up.
Yeah, you know.
Like I think like with the whole British thing, it's like they did a better job of
Hiding it, maybe.
of hiding it, definitely.
Yeah.
And making us feel like they are helping us.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that's where the nuance comes in.
Yeah, that's 100%
so like
it.
if you come to this country, they're like, we're giving you an opportunity. Not knowing it's the other way around. We're building your country, but we have this in Britain.
Yeah.
They have like this whole thing about you're coming here and we're giving you an opportunity to do something great, and you're going to be somebody, and you're going to integrate. And so you just get like brainwashed into that thinking like I'm actually a part of the society, when in reality they don't care about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you don't matter to them. You're indispensable.
Yeah.
Like prime example, Windrush, indispensable.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
here, do your thing. They
Lose the
brought people
documents.
here on the premise that they were actually going to make a difference and like get jobs and build their better life and like live here, and then took that away.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference between like American slavery and British slavery. Like British slavery made you feel like you were integrating into the party. Like you're British now.
Yeah.
What does British even mean?
I couldn't tell
Like
you.
exactly. Like you're British, but you're still gonna experience racism.
Yeah.
But you're British.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't. It means where I was born.
Exactly.
That's all it does mean.
That's what I'm
As
saying.
for racism not existing, I don't know.
No, it does 100% exist.
No, I mean, not that I don't know. I just mean I don't know about that statement. Like it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How can it not exist in a place where like most like our history? Yes, our history. Our history is ingrained inside of this British history that kind of they go out and flaunt about, Great Britain and all this great and stuff that. But like if you weave deeper into it, there's like the black person that, or the black men and women that helped build you up to this point.
Yeah.
So now, what about that? Why don't we talk about
But
that?
they did such a good job of.
It's in the Royal Festival Hall. The performance will continue in 5 minutes.
We've got like 2 more of this. There's going to be one in 3 minutes, and there's going to be one in 1 minute as well. We'll continue talking.
Yeah. But they did such a good job of convincing that black man that helped them that they were part of their gratitude.
Yeah.
So when they say, "Oh, British built this," they include you in the nuance. But in reality, in real fact, you are not.
Yeah, it's true. Like they see it as, oh yeah, this British guy built this, but
Right. Like literally, like take it. We're going way back now. Like Mo Farah.
yeah,
He was Somalian before he won the medal. Now he's British. So now you're British and you've helped build the British society, and everybody loves
Mo Farah.
cultures. It's like, but you don't. You hated him before. You thought he was an immigrant before he
exactly.
won the medal. Do you get me?
And like if he were because he came here as a refugee, I believe.
Yeah.
So like, and ironically, that's the people that everyone seems to hate. But then I did some research. Do you know like refugees only make up like 1% of population?
1%. A whole one.
Do you know the ones that?
And I have 7 people in my family.
Yeah.
We were refugees when we first came here. 1%.
1% of the whole population. When I read that, I was like, 1%? What are people scared of?
Yeah,
They're gonna come here and take a whole 1%.
They are scared of losing their status. That's what it is.
Status of what? Like, I don't know, man. British, I don't know. I feel like Britain is a laughing stock at this moment in time because it seems like as a country.
Please return to your seats in the Royal Festival Hall. The performance will continue in 3 minutes.
She just told the whole of Britain to take a seat. She said, take several seats.
It just feels like as a country, like we don't know what we're doing. Furthermore, the people in power don't know what they're doing.
I feel like they know exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they.
Yeah.
But just to the outer looking or people looking in, it just seems like they don't know what they're doing. And I have this whole thing. I'm gonna say it before it doesn't happen. But I have in my back of my mind. I watched The Crown and everything like that. In my head, how Boris Johnson is moving right now, with the whole thing of what he did recently with the Chancellor of Exchequer standing down and the new guy standing in, and he's wanting this more closer relationship with the Treasury where basically he controls what's going on there. It seems like the Conservative Party is moving into this space where they're going to try and take complete control. And what I mean by that is us no longer being a kind of having this constitutional monarchy and us being a republic. That's kind of, if you like, everything was working before, and you just know, I want to control this. I want these people closer to me. I want these people closer to me. To me, it seems like one of those mafia movies, you know?
It makes sense.
But yeah, I just had this all in my head. It just feels like how it's going to play out. That's how Boris is moving. We have, I was speaking about something last week with Trees with Roots about apparently there was someone who in part of the cabinet that made a comment about black people having a lower IQ. And
exactly, take a seat. Take a seat.
In 1 minute.
And then
Take several seats.
And after they had this conversation, after he made this comment, they went to the Prime Minister for a comment to see what he had to say.
Okay.
And he had no comment on whether he agreed or disagreed.
He had no comment.
No comment.
Zero comment.
Zero comment from the Prime Minister.
Are you serious? From the whole Prime?
Yep, zero comment.
The whole PM?
No comment. No comment whether he agreed or disagreed with this comment. So this in my head says to me, this any self-respecting Prime Minister who wanted to save
100%.
face, would have been like, no, I don't agree with this man, or I agree with it. He said nothing, which says to me, my Prime Minister is racist and believes these things about black people. When I was speaking to Trees of Root, because he doesn't really
Please return to your seats in the Royal Festival Hall. The performance is about to continue.
Because he doesn't watch much of the news, he said he doesn't care about this, and I said, well, I understand that from that point of view, because he's like, all we hear about is Brexit, but at the same time, you need to care about these things, because if the man who's running the country doesn't like black people,
what country are you living in?
he ain't gonna be doing anything for you. Not doing anything for the ethnic minorities.
Even the guy that appears that he cares about black people in this country, he still won't be doing anything for you, but you still need to listen to him.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just worrying me about this whole country and the way how we're going, and all the conversations that are now coming up after this big event of Brexit. It's now post-Brexit that we're now having all these conversations about, do we have a racism problem in the UK? Is it even a thing? Well, of course it's a thing. I think there's a part in this debate where, where's this guy? There was this guy who was on, Lawrence Fox. He appeared on BBC Question Time recently, and it went viral because he made the accusation that other people are racist for calling him a privileged white man.
I mean, can we just talk about fragility for a minute?
Yeah, of course we can.
Can we speak on it?
Yeah, of course we can.
What?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I know this has got nothing to do with the UK, but like, do you remember the whole thing with Gabrielle Union and America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
And she was like, they tried to change her hairstyles, and she was talking about her own experiences with misogynoir.
Mm-hmm.
And then, big old Heidi Klum decided to like say like, oh no, that's not the case. I have never experienced anything like that. I'm like, okay, cool. And then she said, I put that on Twitter and people attacked me. They called me a white woman. It's like,
It's
Heidi.
because you made a white person comment.
Literally.
It's
I'm
never
like,
happened to you, has it
It's
not?
never happened to you because you are not Gabrielle Union. You do not have the same experiences that she does. You are a white woman. She is a black woman.
I mean,
you're gonna have different experiences.
the only experience you can agree on is the fact that you're both women, but just the fact of your great word that Trees with Roots gave it was, we are beings of different hues.
Yeah.
So
we are humans.
yeah, humans. Yeah. So like, just because we're all, I don't know. It's silly because people. That was the point. There was this point that was made that we were watching Dr. Joy DeGrasse.
Oh yes.
That's
Post-slave syndrome.
Yes, yeah. And it was just the idea of like, excuse me, a white person would mention the fact of, they might say to you, oh, when I look at you, Becky, I don't see race. I don't see colour when I look at you. It was like, well, obviously
What
you
do you
do.
see?
Well, you wouldn't say that to another white person. Exactly. So it's
100%.
just. So obviously
like,
you do see it. So why point out the fact that you're saying that you don't?
But I'm like, even the fact that you say that you don't is not a compliment.
It's not a compliment. Yeah.
The fact that you don't see, my colour is such a huge part of me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a part of my culture. It's a part of the music I listen to because it's lit. Obviously. So for the fact that you don't see that side of me,
yeah,
it's annoying. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who, she was like, so like her makeup was a little bit messed up. Like she was looking a little bit shiny on the forehead and on the nose. And she works in a predominantly like white environment. So like she was perturbed that her makeup was this unacceptable, and no one like mentioned or flagged it to her like, oh babe, like you've got a bit too much. Yeah. And like she got upset about that, and then she spoke to one of her white colleagues, and the white colleague was like, oh I feel uncomfortable talking to you about your skin. I don't know how you guys do.
I see.
But her argument was like, this same colleague,
Yeah.
like, if my makeup is fucked, if I have panda eyes, tell me.
Yeah.
So like, what is the difference between panda eyes and like shiny skin?
Yeah, it's true.
Like you can't differentiate just because
Just
of
because
the skin
of different
color.
skin color. Yeah, I mean, it should be something that, and that's what I mean. It's like this whole conversation of race in this country is like, people are so unsure of what they can and can't say to you because of who you are or what you look like, because if I say something wrong, you're gonna react a certain way because you're that. Well, why would I react to any other way from if you said it to Becky or if you said it to Jolly or Jessie or Anne? Like, why am I gonna act different? Or if you say excuse me to Jack, why is Jerome gonna act more angry than Jack? You know, like
100%. 100%.
We're all people at the end of the day, and we all have like things that go on to us. So like anyone you speak to is gonna react weird depending on who they are or what's going on with them. You're just never gonna know unless you can read minds.
I'm trying to dabble.
I want to learn how to read minds. I heard there's something to do with radioactive.
Tune into their frequency.
No, radioactive, that's how makes me a mutant first, and then...
Come through.
Yeah. So, what time are we on here? Oh, dope.
Cool, so I can pee.
You can indeed. So just give you a little interview. It's nothing super big, just...
I don't usually do this, like Jamie Foxx. I don't usually do this. But you make me feel so comfortable.
So let me just start with a random one, like a random question. When did you start writing?
When did I start writing?
When did you start? Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna sound very cheesy.
Yeah.
I feel like I started writing in my own head before I could write.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like, I started reading when I was like 4 years old. But I couldn't put the shit on paper. It's like, I've got so much to say. Listen to me. And so I started writing before I could write.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was there, when you were now able to write, was there a specific place that you had to go to that where you felt like most of your ideas would flow, or can you just pick up a pen, pick up a pad, and just write anywhere?
I wish I could. I wish I was that person. But so like my company now is called Bedroom Poetry Limited.
Okay, cool.
And obviously it's based on trauma, like everything, like everything else. So like when I was younger, like I'm the youngest of like 5 children. Yo.
Whoa.
3 boys, 2 girls.
Oh my days.
I'm the youngest girl.
So you
Right?
can't like get away with nothing.
Literally.
Everything that you're thinking of doing, your brother's done or your sister's done, and then you're hearing both sides, and you're just like,
Them generational curses are real. It's so real.
Oh, damn.
But like most importantly is like, so like we moved to the UK from South Sudan when I think I was like about 3 going on 4 years old. So we moved as refugees. Like my father was already studying here.
No, that's dope.
So like he was like in Oxford University doing his doctorates in philosophy.
Dope.
I was like, oh, you fancy, huh? Don't think I'm gonna live up to that, but anyway, cool. You do you. So like he was already here, and then when the Civil War kicked off in like 80 something, we all moved here.
Okay, cool.
And obviously, refugees in the UK, you're gonna have a very small house.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you're moving into a mansion.
It's true.
And this is a 7-strong family house, a 7-strong family hold.
So what, girls sharing?
3 boys, 2 girls,
Boys
a mother
sharing?
and a father. We moved into a 2-bedroom house.
Oh.
In the middle of Acots Green in Birmingham.
So,
was
just
like-
brothers and parents and...
Yeah, so like my parents, obviously they had the room for themselves.
And then you had the kids' room.
Yeah, and then you had the kids' room. And some of us were sleeping in the living room, some of us were sleeping in the kids' room. And I was like, oh, I love y'all, but I don't need you to be close to me like that. But that was temporary. We moved from there to a 4-bedroom house. and then all the boys shared, and then me and my sister shared, and then we moved to a 6-bedroom house.
Jeez.
And then I still had to share with my sister for some reason because
You're the youngest, isn't it?
you know Africans. My mother was like, okay, yeah, there's 4 bedrooms, but we have a living room downstairs for the adults. We need a living room upstairs for the children. So the upstairs living room was my bedroom.
Of course it was.
So like when everyone came around, that was like the children's living room.
And then when
And I was
everyone
like-
went to bed, they left the room and you're like, oh, finally.
They did not go to bed. That was if they went to bed, that would have been fine.
Oh, savage.
But yeah, people just used to camp out in my room. It was like the communal living room.
Fair.
Yeah. So eventually we moved to Handsworth in Birmingham, and I finally got my own bedroom. And I was like, yo, this is nice. All my life I've been missing. All my life I had to fight.
Now
And
you're
now
mine.
I'm free, mama. Mama, I is free. And I literally stayed in that bedroom for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. I wasn't even doing anything. Writing, revising,
Jeez.
and it was everything. And that's where bedroom poetry came from. Because it's like when you find not necessarily your bedroom, but like where you find a safe space to write.
Like your happy
That's where
place.
you can cultivate, yeah. Like your happy place.
Yeah.
Once you find your happy place, you can start to cultivate shit. Yeah. But
That's
what
quite
it was for me.
interesting. Interesting that you have a writing place. Interesting that you have a writing place.
Yeah. But now it travels.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because now I don't have a bedroom at home anymore. So I have to find my new writing space, my new bedroom.
But your home is where your heart is it not?
Exactly. I'm glad you get it.
And this is a weird question, but
Your
how...
face is weird.
I know, right? That's what my mum said. Oh, how do you know? How do you see your own art? Like, how do you see your own poetry?
See my own art. I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Like, honestly, I don't. I went to a show probably like a week ago, and my friend, he came, and he videoed the whole thing. And then we went back to my house afterwards, and he was like, do you want to watch your videos back? And I said, no,
Oh,
not even a little bit.
I'm different. I love watching myself back.
Really? It makes me cringe. What do you like watching about?
Listening to how I deliver it, and just kind of analysing how I'm performing, how maybe certain lines might hit or land on that audience. Maybe I can work on a different way on delivering it a different way. I don't know, I'm an actor. I enjoy watching myself back. I love watching myself back on films or everything. It just gasses me up.
Doesn't
I'm
make
like,
you cringe.
Like I'm not gonna lie, the first time I heard myself speaking and watching myself back, it was real weird.
This guy.
Yeah,
This guy.
like,
that guy right there.
that's what
That guy right there.
So
That
that's
guy
what I
right
sound
there.
like to other people? Okay, fair enough.
I like him. He's cool.
I didn't realize it was like that, but okay.
No, that's
But like
dope.
after that, like after you get over the awkwardness and the weirdness of how you actually sound, or that's
Yeah.
how you sound to other people, I just think it's a useful tool to watch yourself back. And
No,
then
100%.
you can self-analyze yourself, because it's so people can give you all the opinions in the world and be like, oh yeah, you're great, you perform this, but then if like there's like for example, like when I first started performing, people used to say that you have this musical cadence, and I was just like, oh, okay, never heard it before in my whole entire life. But then the more I started analyzing and watching myself back, I'm just like, oh, okay, I get what you mean, like the rhythm and everything like that. So it's like something
Yeah.
that I can play on now more because I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
So
No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes so much sense. But I would rather like if I was ever to get a manager, like I know like a manager thing is like to look back at your videos and your performances. But I would rather to get a manager that will sit there and watch your performances and then give you live feedback in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer live feedback in the moment as opposed to, I don't want to watch myself. I just don't.
You want to perform it and it's just be done.
Look at it. I just want we are over.
Exactly. Over. You get fans. You be like, oh my gosh, Becksy Becks, I saw you. You be like, this again? Did it last week? Why are you showing it to me now?
In live, it's fine. Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's something that I need to work on.
Yeah, fair.
I need to work on. Just to elevate my performance.
I think it would be useful, yeah.
100%. 100% it will.
Yeah.
I'm lacking. I'm slacking.
Why do you write? Why do you write? Or since you don't, or who do you write for? Yeah, why do you write or who do you write for? You could write for yourself, I don't know, but some.
Yeah, no, I think I mainly do write for myself. I write because so like I'm a very, people don't tend to listen to me a lot, even though I say exactly the same thing that you just said.
Oh yeah.
Like I said that 10 minutes ago, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, remember that? I'm like, I literally just said that 10 minutes ago. And I think it's because I don't know if my voice is so quiet or I'm on like a different vibration that they just don't hear me.
It's happened to me before. I've said things to people in my brain. I'm like, maybe they didn't hear me. It's no worries. I'll do it myself.
It's even mad. Like, I said something and it's like, oh wait, you literally just said that 10 minutes ago. And I was like, yup, exactly what I said. So that has happened a lot in my life. Like, people, they just like, they either don't hear you, they don't want to hear you, or they underestimate you, or your voice is so quiet that it doesn't even just register, or you're just like on a completely different frequency that they don't even hear you.
I know what you mean.
And then, so when I write for myself. I'm like, this is what I wanted to say. And then I get on a stage, and then they are forced to listen to me. And I'm like, are you ready now? Oh, you ready now? Oh, you want to hear the real? Are you ready now? Are you sure? And I got on stage, and then I say it, and they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, I've been saying this all along, but you have not been listening.
I know exactly what you mean.
Does that make sense?
It's kind of weird when you step on stage and you kind of, or if you've never performed poetry before and you step on stage for that very first time and then you perform and you witness like the entire people, everyone watching you just stand there quietly and they're just hung on every single word you're saying. It's such a surreal feeling. Like it makes you feel like you're like the president or you're someone really important, that everyone is listening to every single word that you're saying. And like all that matters is you and what you're saying at that moment in time. So yeah, I completely understand what you mean. And with being a fellow soft-spoken person, like
come on with the soft-spoken.
That's right. I need to get soft-spoken on here. God damn. Like it's just sometimes there's been times I'm in groups and I'm like maybe you guys can't hear me. Maybe.
But the way I see it is like I'm on a different frequency.
Yeah.
So you can't tune into what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So like maybe our frequencies don't match.
That's exactly.
So I'm just like, you know what? Cool, calm. Find me on my frequency on the stage. Then maybe you will hear me. Because I literally said the same thing 10 times.
So you're a flow poet.
I am.
What does it? For anyone that doesn't know.
You need to get to know the ad-libs. No. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Right. For anyone that doesn't know, right? What does it mean to be a flow poet?
What does it mean to be a flow poet?
Yeah.
That's a big boy question. That is actually a big boy question.
Oh, okay. Let's make it smaller. What does it mean to you? that you're a flow poet?
It means everything. It means everything. So, when I first started this poetry journey in London, so like I moved from Birmingham to London about 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Right?
It's a big change, man. Midlands are different.
Wait, we hold on a little bit.
Hey, man, I've been to Birmingham one time, yeah?
See, there you go. That's the statement right there. One time.
Let me tell you the story, right? I went to Birmingham one time. It was for the Kevin Hart concert, right?
Oh.
And then after
Sorry.
Kevin...
Apologies.
It was a good show, but Kevin's opening acts...
I'm not a Kevin Hart fan.
Kevin's opening acts were better than him. Look, let's just leave it there, right? Let's just leave it there. Nothing against you, Kevin Hart. I love you, but in that show, when I saw it, your opening acts were better than you, right?
You're trash. He said you're trash.
But like, it was just afterwards, and then me and my mate and his brother, we were hungry, so we went to KFC, and it was just like, maybe it's not all like this in Birmingham, but that one KFC that we went to, do you know, like
there's only one KFC.
Do you know, like the bulletproof glasses that's in the bank here? They had it in the KFC, so they passed us the bag underneath the glass, and I was like, yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Wait, where were you?
I was
where were you?
Near the center, the NEC or whatever it is, the stadium.
There's only one KFC in the middle of the center.
Listen, the KFC that we found.
Was it like next to like a whole bunch of bus stops?
I don't know what it was next to, but all I know is I remember this experience in the KFC. They passed the bag underneath the glass like in the bank, and I was like, what?
No, they didn't. I don't.
What is this?
Mate, were you in the NEC? Were you in the NEC?
I don't know, man. I don't know Birmingham.
NEC.
Maybe it wasn't even Birmingham, but it was in the Midlands somewhere, and it was close to the theatre. I mean, my family's from the Midlands. I'm not dissing the Midlands. Like, big up to Wellingborough and all that. Like, that's where my mum grew up. So,
gang.
So, but yeah. And if you wasn't a poet or a writer, what do you think you would be, or what profession you would do? What profession would you do if you wasn't a poet or a writer?
You know, that's a very hard question, because I don't feel like I'm a writer or a poet as a profession right now. So I can't tell you what I wouldn't be. Like, I'm an accountant.
That's dope.
Not really. You would think that I look after my money the same way I look after other people's money.
Yeah, man.
No.
Oh.
I'm trash.
Oh.
My bank account is suffering.
You need to get like one of those like what they call like deals where you're working with like someone, you're doing their accounts and.
You say kickbacks.
I don't know how accountants work.
The views expressed here are not necessarily the views expressed by anybody else. That is very illegal. Sorry.
I don't know, man. I just know that some people have accountants, and you know they're able to skip the tax.
Yeah.
You just skip the tax by not paying it, guys. It's simple. They
Call
won't.
Call me. I can help you.
Do you have any other talents? Are you just a writer or a poet? Do you act? Do you dance? Do you sing?
I always say I'm a dancer by daydream. My daydream was to like dance in a Missy Elliott video.
That
like,
would be dope.
I can't stand the rain. Once I heard that, I was like, girl, me too. I was ready to dance in that video. I was ready to go hard. I was like, what are your sign-ups? Can you get me in there?
I want to be on like the Missy Elliott Get Your Freak On. Get Your
Freak On.
That's the video I wanted to be in.
No. I Can't Stand the Rain was my show.
I Can't Stand the Rain is a great song now. And final question after the penultimate question.
What do you say, Pinocchio?
Penultimate
this
question. This
guy said
right?
Pinocchio question. He said the Pinocchio question. Oh, he lying. He be lying. He's a Pinocchio question. He's a line.
So where do you want to take your words?
Where do I want to take my words?
Yeah, what's...
Oh, no. I'm excited to see where my words take me.
Jeez, no one's
That's
ever
what
said
it
that
is.
answer. No one's ever said that answer.
Bro, my words can take me further than I can take them, to be honest.
Jeez.
They come before I do.
Jeez. I was a lion. You're looking
It's
to
like a
see
mixed
where...
match relationship. They come before I do.
Oh my
Sorry, was
days.
that too much? Was that too much?
And then the last question.
Sorry.
Do you know what it was? It was because, like, when you said it, in my head, it
You
was...
resonated.
Yeah. I was just, like, gonna skip over it.
All my life I had to fight.
And then you brought it up, and it's like, she meant that. She clocked what she said. The last question is, what comes next for you? What else are you working on? So there's bedroom poetry. You're a flow poet. What's next? Is there a book? Is there an album? Is there a stage show that's based on your poetry? Like, what's going down? Stage show based on your poetry called Bedroom Poetry would be dope. Just saying.
It will be good.
The collaboration. Oh, do you know what? I have so many great ideas sometimes. Just put me in a room
Sometimes.
with
All the time. What do you mean? It says sometimes. So yeah. I've like grappled with this concept for like so long. Like, what am I going to do? I think for me, I don't want to release a book because it's very one-dimensional. So I was thinking maybe I'll release an audiobook
Yeah.
based with the lyrics. Because
Yeah.
on my website I have my videos
That'd
and then
be
have my
cool.
lyrics underneath.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like you know those like 90s track when you used to buy a CD and then have the lyrics
That was so sick.
and then you can listen to the lyrics while you're watching.
I was so sick back in there. You fold out the booklet and you're like, you got
Literally.
every lyric for every song. Oh.
Exactly. So like I have my lyrics on my website with the video, but then it was like very limited because I didn't put as much videos up there as I should. So I was like, maybe I should put out audiobook.
Yeah.
But then I was like, Beyonce did Lemonade. Maybe I should put out like visuals
Can I
with the audiobook.
Can I
And
give you an idea, possibly, because no one has done this currently yet? Do a live audiobook in the sense of, you know what I mean, yeah? In the sense of you go to every event.
Guys,
Yeah.
sorry for your podcast fans. I just put my hands on my head like an African auntie. I put both my hands on my head just for the visuals.
So you just, so it's kind of like one of those, because the way how I see it is like one of those comedy specials that you see where like they start performing one poem at this event and then it flashes to another event where they're performing the same poem or something like that. So you could do it in a sense where if you want to do the visuals to it, you could perform the same poem in multiple different places and then kind of flag to different places in the video. You're like, I'm here, but I'm saying the same poem. Or you could do you know what I mean?
That's
that could
the
be
thing.
a cool thing.
That's the thing. Because like people are always like, why don't you release a book? I'm like, okay, yeah, a book is cool, but when you read the book, it doesn't translate the same way the live show does. When you hear it out live,
it's like
it's not the same thing.
Comedians do comedy albums.
Right.
And you listen to the comedy album, it might be a set of wherever they've done their special, but you can hear the audience in the background. It feels like you're kind of semi there when they would kind of do in the set. So you could do a live version where you can hear the audience clicking and clapping and
100%. That's what
That'd be
I
dope.
want. So like my next thing is gonna be like more immersive art. So it's not just like you can buy a book and read it for yourself. No, because bitch, I need you to. Sorry, apologies.
You need people to feel.
No, I need you to understand where I was coming from. I need you to see the visuals.
Yeah.
I need you to hear the music, the sound, the background.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of my interview. That's all the questions I had for you. Do you have any, since this will be the end of the show, unless you want a random interesting fact that I can find quickly for you?
Yes, please do. Please do.
Random interesting fact. Oh, and one last thing I will say is, do you have a poem that you'd like to share for us? I don't think the internet's on. What? Oh, I'm not connected to the hotspot. That makes sense. Are you still connected, or disconnect from iPhone? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's the iPhone gone? There it is. Connect. You connecting? What do you mean you're unable to connect to it? But this whole time you were connected, and then now you're unable? What? Oh, well, this interesting fact business is not going to work. Poem?
Yeah.
Do you have a poem for us?
What poem do you want to hear?
Anyone. Random one.
No.
I don't know names of your poems. Oh, the poem that I do like. Topics.
No, topics.
I don't know. The last poem that I heard you perform. Oh, hello, Google. The last one I heard you perform was the Honest poem. That's the last
Honest poem.
Yeah. Where you done your spin of Ruby Francisco's Honest poem. That's the last poem that I remember hearing you perform.
Okay. Cool. I can do that.
Yeah. When I find this fact.
Did we do the FLOpoet question?
What?
Did we do the FLOpoet question?
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted it to be more like a conversation, so I flew questions in that were connected to other questions and where you answered off.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
See? Because people didn't even know it was an interview.
No, because I wrote down stuff that I wanted to say about the FLOpoet question, but I didn't say them. So I just wanted to make sure that we had.
No, I asked you a different question because I asked what it means to be.
What it means to be a FLOpoet.
What it means to be a FLOpoet, and you said it was a tough question, so I said what it means to you to be a FLOpoet.
I don't know, I can't remember what I said.
I don't know.
That's my problem. Because I can't remember what I said. That's my problem.
Right, you'll find out when you listen to it back.
I mean, facts.
I mean, this is not a random fact per se about like random, but I just find it interesting, and random is just to do with my life. So my grandfather's just passed away, R.I.P. to my granddad, but he had by far the best name that I have heard in a very long time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so like, first of all, like, his name...
Sorry, let me get situated.
His name is Adolf Wilberforce Little.
No, fuck off. Fuck off. Are you serious?
Yeah. But
That's actually the best.
First thing, like before I found out his middle name was Wilberforce, yeah, it's just the fact that his first name's Adolf. And his second name
You had
is
me in
Little.
the first half, to be honest.
Do you know what I mean? And then all I was thinking is, in school, like, they were saying last name first, innit? So they were saying Little Adolf, and I just imagine it's this Jamaican man called Adolf.
I'm so done with you and your people.
Just that idea in my head, and I was just like, I'm done, mate. I don't know how you survived in life, Granddad, like, you know.
That is actually amazing.
Just Jamaican man called Adolf.
Amazing. That's actually amazing. It's actually amazing. His name's actually Adolf.
Yeah.
That is actually amazing.
Surname Little Adolf, man. You know?
Love it.
But yeah, whenever you're ready with the poem.
So, okay. Do I do an intro beforehand?
Yeah, you can tell the title and then perform it. Or you can give whatever intro you want to give. I don't know.
Not really. Because like I feel like recently I started dating again. So bearing in mind that I learned to walk long before I could even talk. So to me, it makes sense that I would rather leap into conversations about essence and love languages. I tend to want to skip over the normalities because every time I engage in small talk, I end up coming across kind of awkward. So with that being said, if there's anyone in the audience tonight that just so happened to swipe right on Tinder today, let me help us both out and get the awkwardness out of the way. Hey, my name is Becksy Becks. I like eating okra. I'm confused by candy floss, and mushrooms make me nervous. I was born on December 5th. In heels, my legs look longer than my body, but really, I'm only about 5'6". Depending on the type of shoe, I'm either a size 5/6. I once had a brother that died, so depending on my mood, I'm the youngest of either 5/6. My favorite number is -1. Now, people often mistake my silence for being shy. I'm not. It's just my thoughts are like this really good Krispy Kreme menu. So it takes me a little bit longer to pick the ones I like. And I read my text 10 times before I even sent it. I've typed many LOLs when I've never really meant it. Because even as a poet, sometimes I doubt my own words. I find they walk with brakes. I drive with these L plates on my emotions. They overthink the theory and bail. It's as if my feelings, they're all learner drivers with the same major fail, because they will never indicate before I cut you off. Instead, it revs up, speeds off. They're constantly overtaking my brain, so I swerve. And I swerve to avoid these conversational exits that lead to places where it's difficult for me to explain to people exactly how I feel. Because see, my heart is less like a pump. It's more like this hamster on a wheel. Both it and I remain constantly running, which might explain why I don't like feet. Because mine smell like broken emotions. We haven't ran past the catcalls of true love in a while. I'm trapped in these silent movies, but luckily my best asset is my smile, and my favorite color is blue. Now, pink would be the opposite. I think I like traveling, but these London landlords, they keep asking when my deposit is, so I rarely have money left over to explore if I do, which is rude, because I feel like, how are you expected to build a home when you practically live at your own desk? See, I'm working to pay for this living room that I'm hardly ever in, monthly subscriptions for the inside of a gym that I've never seen, 9 to 5. I look after other people's money better than my own. Go home, and I'm still putting other people's worth in front of my own. And I know it's because my third eye shines so bright that I can see shadows in my sleep. And they're kind of shaped like my star sign, Sagittarius, which apparently means that I'm this fire sign that can swim, even though I can't tread water, which is fine, because I feel I work better under pressure. If you were to put a gun over my head, I would definitely have to say I prefer Morley's over Mickey D's. See, I was happy to believe that I was more of this dog person over cats until these extensive Facebook stats and tests proved that 98% of my spirit animal is a leopard, which I found quite odd because I don't like being put on the spot. But I like sunsets that feel like flowers. For hours when I was younger, I used to love climbing to the tops of trees until one day I tripped on the twig of my father's death and continued to tumble down as each family branch fell off one by one till I was bruised on the ground. So now every once in a while I have these rubbish days where I throw away my thoughts into trash TV. But see, I'm never really down for too long because my rock bottom is made of trampolines. I wear my heart on my sleeve with hurt sewn into each seam, but know that these are not my scars. These are more like tribal marks where I learned to carve out beauty from my pain. And I realize if there's only ever two people in this world, then consider there to be two of me. See, I'm this extroverted introvert that's complex in her simplicity, who wasted 2 whole summers only to realize that I'm not one of these girls who prefer bad boys over nice guys. But see, no one told me that these nice guys prefer bad girls. And I'm not one of those either. I'm just this inexplicably enigmatic sapiosexual ether who gets turned on by really big words. See, the longer they are, the shorter my breath. I am Becksy Becks. Fucking hate that poem. So done with the poem.
Oh, I love it personally. But yeah, I'll sort it out in post.
Yeah, please do.
And cut it in.
Yeah, please do.
But it's one of my favourite poems from you, so, that I've heard so far.
Your face is my favourite. Hey.
And now we've come to the end of the show. Yeah, still recording. And do you have any... Oh, God, there's alcohol in my system. There's no... do you have any...
Oh my God.
Exactly that. Parting words. Parting words.
We say party words.
Parting?
Party words? I live in Dalston. We can party. We can party the words all the way to Dalston. I live there. Let's go.
Parting words. Anything to leave the podcast with?
Parting words.
I mean, I don't usually have any, so you don't need to have any. I just like to ask people just in case, you know. Some people come up with like some dope lines right near the end. I was just like, oh shit.
I don't know. I feel like Dr. Lee Doolittle should not be Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. What time are we on?
Wait,
What?
you can erase that.
Oh no, it's there now. So thank you for listening at home. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been interesting. It started off sober, and then like progressively through the episode, I got more and more lit as the alcohol funneled down my throat. If you've enjoyed this episode, thank you for listening. If you haven't, then more for you for being sat at home for 1 hour and 50 minutes. You're an idiot and thought, rah, I hate these guys so much, I'm gonna just listen to the end. Thanks for the listen. That's all I can say. And with that, goodbye. You can say goodbye if you want. Or... No?
This.
Okay. When you're ready, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I didn't cut myself off. I just want to say thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're welcome back anytime.
It's so dope.
Oh, thank you.
And you have brought me onto some new stuff.
Cool. I'm glad.
I'm going to look at South Park in a different way now.
Yeah, man.
Like, I feel like I'm going to... I'm going to go back and analyze them.
Yeah. But
thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
And yeah, guys, thank you for listening and goodbye.